everyone, Hybrid here with a quick reminder before we get into this video that I'm still doing my Toys for Tots raffle. That's right, I'm raffling off all these cool prizes to get some funds together for a big Toys for Tots shopping spree. We're going to pick up a whole bunch of toys, get them put in the donation bin, try and make a bunch of kids' Christmas extra special this year. So check the video linked in the description down below to redirect you to my main video about this. I'll get you more information on how to purchase in. Without further ado, let's get into the video.
This is where the fun begins.
Hello there. How's it going?
Good morning and welcome to the Motel 6 in Farmington, Michigan. We are a few minutes down the road from Motor City Comic Con and I am super excited. This is one of my most favorite cons to do every year and it's always a blast and they always have a really good autograph selection. So we're going to get into it, and yeah, so let me give you a look at what we're getting signed today. So there's 3 autographs that I'm going for today. Andy Serkis is going to be here, so we're doing the Supreme Leader Snoke. Manny Jacinto's here, so of course we're doing Chimera. I'm a huge Acolyte fan. And then Tate Fletcher's here, and we got to do Paz Vizsla. So I got 3 really cool Funkos. These 2 are going to be done in red, and he's going to be yellow. I kind of like that as a secondary color. And red because... come on, you know, and fit check, got the Hybrid Toy Reviews merch. So yeah, real quick, just kind of getting ready. Got the new Vales ARF Trooper in the mail yesterday, brought him for some hotel playtime, but yeah, pretty amped. We're going to be moving here pretty quick, just kind of finishing getting ready for the morning, and going to grab a bite of breakfast, get over to the Suburban Collection showplace, and get HTR Goes Motor City Con, the Mommy and Me edition on the road. So let's do this. And we are here at the Suburban Collection showplace. Now, it would not be the Mommy and Me special without my mom. So without further ado, let me introduce my mom. So, who are you most excited to see today?
All of them.
All of them. All right. So we're here, for me, it's Andy Serkis and Tate Fletcher and Manny Jacinto. You were interested in John Cusack, maybe?
I'm very interested in him. There's nobody that is not interested in him.
Fair. So we're going to go in and find some cool stuff and have some fun. So we're doing a car break. We just met Andy Serkis, and I got my Supreme Leader Snoke Funko signed. I thought he was really nice.
He was very, very sweet, sweet man.
He was chatty with everyone, and, you know, there's a lot of Lord of the Rings people there, but I like him from everything. I haven't really seen Lord of the Rings yet, but I just told him, I was like, look, you know, you're in everything I like, Marvel, Star Wars, you know, you're the best Alfred. Like, every time I see you in a movie, it's not even just a Star Wars thing. I just like seeing you in movies. Right. And he was really, really nice. And we got a good selfie with him. And the red pops on this. And I'm really, really happy with this. So, definitely a good grail so far. That's all we've been doing today. It's like 12:45 now.
Well, that and recon on John.
Yeah, we did some recon on John Cusack and on Tate Fletcher and on Manny Jacinto. Tate is he'll be back at 1, so I might try to knock that autograph out next. And then Manny has a little bit of a line, and she hasn't seen the Acolyte yet. So she might go to John's line while I do Manny's. So that might be how that works out. But so far we got 1 of 3, and this was the biggest line. So this is the one I was most nervous about. So we're locked in. Everything's golden. So I think it's time to go back in.
Yeah.
Let's get to it.
Show it off. Just a little freaked out still?
A little bit.
All right, back for car break number 2. Manny Jacinto is taking a break for a little bit, and that is totally cool, but we were able to meet Tate Fletcher, who is the nicest guy. And if you ever get to meet him, ask him what he thinks about Kathleen Kennedy. It will
be eye-opening.
It was a 10-minute conversation. Something about lizard people.
Yeah.
But it turned out really good. I didn't even have to ask him, but he did the "This is the way," and he used my yellow paint pen, and I'm just really, really happy with this. This one is definitely going to be on the favorite ones end of the shelf, and just a really, really cool guy. And in other news, John Cusack made my mom cry.
He did. He absolutely did. And I'm still kind of shaking.
Yep. We went through there, and she got a photo from what movie?
That is, the photo is from One Crazy Summer, which is the first movie that I saw him in when I fell in love.
Fair enough. So, anyway, she got her grail for today. I got 2 good ones, and I think now it's time to go for a walk on the vendor floor and see what the con actually has to offer.
I did not actually get arrested.
Didn't get arrested, didn't need the bail money, which means you can buy me things with it.
I could.
Yeah.
All right, we are back in the car with my final autograph. We met Manny Jacinto, who is Chimere, or The Stranger, in The Acolyte, and he is really, really nice. You also know him from
Top Gun 2.
Heck yeah. So, which I haven't seen yet, but I've heard is great. Yes. And my dad watches all the time.
A lot.
So, he did the Pieces a Lie quote, and they did Chimere, The Stranger. And we talked a little bit. And my thing is, if you've been around a minute, you know I love The Acolyte. I didn't decide that it was bad 6 months before it came out like everyone else. I went into it open-minded, and I loved every minute. And he was like, honestly, he told me that honestly, the way that the reaction was before the show even came out, they were talking and had basically decided not to do a season 2 before anyone even had the real show to judge off of.
Which is really sad.
Yeah, like, and the thing is and like, don't get me wrong, I'm not big on shoving politics into anything, but everyone was like, oh, you know, they have this director and she's LGBTQ, and so it's gonna be, you know, for the gays. It wasn't at all. It was just normal Star Wars.
Yeah. And it's Star Wars.
And it was great, and I liked every episode, and the haters were louder this time, unfortunately. But I do have an Acolyte autograph finally, so I'm really amped.
Also, he got so excited, he ripped his pants.
I don't want to talk about it.
Mom that loved me would buy this for me. And as I change out of my Converse into these, it's time to go home. The Grand Diner is a mandatory stop.
Absolutely, every time.
Every Motor City Con. It's very good. Mom that loved me would buy that for me. And we are back in the motherland, the great state of Ohio. What did you think about Motor City Con?
I loved it.
Nice.
Absolutely loved it.
It was probably my best one yet. I liked the line organization system getting in, and everything was running, pretty tight ship like clockwork, and I got no gripes. I've always liked this con, and it seems to be better every time.
I agree. I really liked the way they processed everybody in instead of having you
traipsing around the outside of the building. That was
Nice.
very cool that they actually had us come inside and stage in groups.
Right, because they have all this big open space in there, and it's like you want us to hang outside, like in a line around the building while it's like 12 degrees out, because that was last year.
Yeah, it was.
And no, they've utilized their space very well, and it didn't feel too crowded, and it was just a good time.
It was a wonderful time.
And as always, great autograph or great celebrity
Absolutely.
opportunities for autographs. So I got everyone I wanted. She got some that she didn't know she wanted.
And I got to shoot a trooper.
And she got to shoot a trooper, which will make its way in the vlog.
Absolutely.
So, anyway, I'm off for home. Do you have anything to say to anyone like Commander Bly?
First.
Nice. First Bly. So, anyway,
Giddibity.
this concludes. I just taught her that word. All right, I'm back home, and I just really quick want to show off my Motor City Con haul. So I like to keep their programs. This one is inspired by Goosebumps, of course. Say Cheese and Die 2, if I remember correctly. Might be 1. But really, really cool art going on here. I really like it. I like the Motor City instead of Scholastic, and they always have some pretty cool info about the con. It's usually nice to pick this up, and you'll get some info about like where every celebrity's at and, you know, the special guests. So it's always neat to kind of think back, like, hey, I wonder if that guy was there. Oh, yep, I did have the chance to meet Tate Fletcher, you know, in fall of 24. So I like hanging on to those. Those are always a really fun, free souvenir. As far as shopping goes, there wasn't a whole lot for me, so it was mostly autographs. So I'm going to run everything through the order of how it happened. So very first thing we did in the day was get an Andy Serkis's line, and it was just because, you know, it was going to be a long line no matter what, and it took about 2.5 hours, but I did get my Snoke autograph as we showed, and I just really, really love how this turned out with the red paint pen. I was on the fence about doing the Deco Color Gold Chrome, but I ended up switching to red, and I just think it contrasts more with the gold figure behind it. So that was a really, really good choice, and I'm super satisfied with that. Not going to linger in the experiences too much because we did do little recaps. Tate Fletcher was really, really cool to talk to, and he did This Is the Way in yellow, which is exactly what I wanted, but I didn't even ask. He just was like, this is the way, and I was like, heck yeah. And yeah, he was a really, really cool guy to talk to. I really, you know, I liked talking to him. He gave me a message to pass along to Gina Carano when I see her at GalaxyCon Columbus this December. Keep an eye out for that vlog in about a month. And then my final autograph, I was going to go and do some shopping because his line was capped, but then like my mom and I got hung up at the 501st booth a little bit, and then it was like 15 minutes till he was getting back. And I was like, you know, like there's only like 15 people in this line. Let's get in Manny Jacinto's line. And so it was like a half-hour wait, but it was a pretty good time. By the time that we were out of his line, it was filling up, so it worked out really well. And he is just really cool to talk to. And just, you know, he was my favorite part of the Acolyte. I also liked the Acolyte, so not to turn all the viewers away. But I thought the Acolyte was a great show, and I thought he was a great part of it, and it did not deserve the outcome it did. And he actually revealed that the decision to not renew it was made before it even came out due to fan backlash, which sucks, because that means that it wasn't even canceled on its own merits, because I don't care what the, you know, the political preferences of directors are, none of it was really in the show. Like it was a modern day show, absolutely, but they weren't hammering home about the gays and the theys and LGBT, and if they did, it wouldn't be wrong. But, you know, like, it's nice to watch stuff that doesn't preach, and it wasn't preachy, and I liked the show. So it was great conversation with him, and he is a super cool guy, and he did Pieces a Lie, which is just such a hard line, and it's all in red, and I really like that. This is my first Acolyte autograph, and I'll pretty much meet anyone from that show happily. I liked all the characters. I need my Yord for my Yord hoarders. And I even told him, I was like, man, you were the best part of the show on behalf of Yord hoarders. I don't speak for all of us, but, you know. From there, we did a big walk around the vendor floor, and other than a wardrobe malfunction, I didn't really acquire much, but we were walking around, and, you know, they have, like, a lot of vendors that are really, like, retail shops, and, you know, the comic shop that's setting up, or the guys that travel to every con and have the same stuff at every show, and that's all fine, and however, but, like, there's not a lot of Black Series I don't have, other than maybe things that I'm trying to army build, or just things that I just never wanted in the first place. So I was kind of hoping, since they're starting to show up, I might maybe see some of the Venestra, Basel, Luke, Leia, Dagangara wave. I know that those are starting to show up like in Canada. And I was like, man, if anyone had ordered that wave in and gotten it early, man, I'd probably spend $35-40 a figure to get one or two of them to get some good reviews out. But no one ever does that. They always have Black Series, Galaxy packaging stuff that's 3-4 years old, and it's always like $10 over eBay prices. But I did see one thing that caught my eye. If you know me, it'll make sense. The B1 battle droid, and my mom bought this for me, so thank you, Mom. Another fine addition to the Separatist Alliance army. I have no clue how many of these I have at this point. I bet it's over 20, and honestly, I think it's time. In the next couple of days, I'm going to really work on that Separatist shelf and get it looking spiffy, and that'll be something that we do soon. I would like to do, probably won't get it before the year's out, but early 25, do a collection tour. So that is a thing I'd like to get in. So that'll be super fun. But yeah, this was my one and only pickup. And you saw me do the random dice. I got a D20 out of a quarter machine, so that was cool. But yeah, all in all, I had a pretty good haul. I'm satisfied with everything that I got. It was very much for the autographs this time, and there's nothing wrong with that. And honestly, that's how GalaxyCon Columbus is going to be too, because spoiler alert, been there before, and I never really pick up much there, so it'll be what it'll be. Going for Sam Witwer, Gina Carano, and maybe Paul Lee, Carson Teva. I think that would be a good one, although there's nothing to get signed, so maybe not yet. So we'll figure it out, but I had a great time. Thank you for tagging along with me to Motor City Con, and I will catch you next time. See ya.